What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Common Sense, Logic, and Reason. And I want to say always thank y'all for joining me. And I also want to wish everyone a belated Merry Christmas. I hope everybody's day went fine. Had a pleasant time. That everyone got to see family and friends. Have a good meal. And I just wish that everybody's day was joyous. On that day that we come together to celebrate the birth of Christ. But to segue into it's a perfect segue into the message of this video, and that being Christ's race, right? Now, unless you've been living under a rock somewhere, truly living under a rock, and you know that the race hustlers, as always, looking for something to cry about. They cry about the quote-unquote blind, blue-eyed Jesus. You heard this, and they keep black people angry and enraged. They'll cry about, they have black folks that just cry, complain about this. And not all, but just a lot of these race hustlers, these, sort of anti-Christian race hustlers crying about, Jesus wasn't blind, blue-eyed, and he wasn't blind, blue-eyed, that's a lie, And the Bible said he had feet of fine brass and hair like wool, that nonsense. They just cry about this, and they actually really truly believe it, But why did Jesus come to the planet? Why did he come to Earth? Why was he come through by way of the Virgin Mary, to be a human being, to live and grow, and ultimately to be crucified? Why did he do that? Well, so that he can be the ultimate sacrifice for us, so that we may have a redeemer, that we may have a pathway to the Father by the only way that we can get there is through Christ, because he was the only person who lived the perfect sinless life. Nobody else had. So only through Christ can you get to the Father, and that's what he died for, so that, we may have the grace of Christ on us, where, if we sin, we can go to him for forgiveness through his blood, as opposed to having to slaughter a ram, a goat, a sheep, and use the blood as cleansing. We use his blood to cleanse us of our sins. And that's what he came here for. Now, Jesus didn't come here for people to haggle on his skin shade, because it's completely irrelevant. It's not like, it's a salvation issue, or that salvation for you is going to be different based upon what skin shade you think he was. It has nothing to do with salvation. And one of my biggest problems that I've always said with black people is that we waste so much time and energy on the irrelevant, so much so that we don't have time to deal with the relevant. And that's why black people are so screwed up in this country, why we're in the shape we are. Why is so many blacks, we just can't get it together in these hoods, and a problem that exists in these hoods, because we're so busy worrying about irrelevant nonsense, too much so to focus on the relevant stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as like I said, a blind, blue-eyed Jesus, if a blind, blue-eyed Jesus, you don't like the idea of that, or if it's quote-unquote offensive to you, because everybody's offended by everything these days, then how about just create your own damn Jesus, If you want a black Jesus with an afro and a pick in the fist, make your own damn Jesus. If you want a brown, yellow, green, purple Jesus, make it. Hell, if you wanted E.T. Jesus, you know what I'm saying? The Jesus that's around their phone at home, didn't do it. But ultimately, it's not like it's going to change salvation, because the salvation plan has already been done in here. It's been done for those who basically worship him and take his testimony to the Father. So crying about his skin shade is not going to change salvation. Salvation is here. Now, what I really fear in this is that people, these idiots, get so caught up in crying about what color his skin is, that they forget to realize the purpose he came here for in the first place. You're gonna have a whole bunch of idiots miss out on salvation for stupidity, nonsense. That doesn't make any sense at all. Again, salvation is salvation, people. Stop worrying about what skin shade he was. It doesn't matter. Okay? So if you hear one of these crying white black people crying about a blonde blue-eyed Jesus, could you kindly tell them to sit their ass down, I'm guessing in the pews, and get some, how about focus on something relevant instead of stupid nonsense. It just doesn't make any sense. Like I said, it never ceases to amaze me, black people, just amazing ability to focus on nonsense and irrelevancy. But anyway, just the message of this video. Again, salvation is salvation, and the plan is there for anyone who wants it. Now, if Christianity is not a white man's religion, it's not any color religion, it's a religion of people who accept the testimony of Christ. That's it. But anyway, y'all, just a message in this video, and as always, until next time.